Happy Friday. Welcome back. I know it's Friday. It's only Friday. It's not like it's Saturday or even a Sunday. But I have to say, I'm already excited for Monday. How weird is that? And I don't even know why, really. I mean, besides the obvious, Mondays are always good days. But I think it's good to be excited for Monday, you know? I feel like that's progress. Especially if you can be excited for a Monday on a Friday. Mathematically, it's just absurd. But what's wrong with that? Now, where are my thumb socks? Somewhere over here. Oh, there they are. Anwar sent me a message today, and he was very excited to share the news that apparently Warzone is coming to mobile. And while I don't really play much mobile games, in fact, I am this close to downgrading to a flip phone. The idea of that becomes more appealing every day. But I'm really excited for the cross-platform possibilities, and I think it would be really cool to be able to play Warzone with those of you who don't have a PC or a console. It'd be so much fun. All right, I gotta run grab something real quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're definitely going to go to space tonight. That's for sure. But before we do that, Raid found a game that is so cool, and I really want to show it to you guys. so let's jump in. It's called Jet Lancer. So, Raid, you found this game on the internet, right?
Yes.
And you liked it, right?
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about it?
No.
Okay. We'll just jump in then. Hey, we're Netta. How's it going? Good to see you. Happy Friday. It's always a good day for flying. I agree. I agree. All right, Jet Lancer. I believe this is on sale right now on Steam for cheap. I don't remember how much. I want to say it's under $10. I could be wrong. Story mode. All right, here we go. I like it already. Oh. Okay. Okay. Now, disregard the button prompts on the left. The Steam controller config for this game has been completely tweaked, and I'll jump into that in a little bit. We really haven't played much beyond the this little introduction tutorial, so there may be additional functions and buttons and things like that that we haven't worked out yet. We'll take care of that as we go, but I have a feeling it's not going to be too complicated of a game. One of the things that I love with the Steam controller is aiming, of course. And this game is a neat little take on aiming. As you can see, we've got a crosshair on the screen, and our gyro is controlling that crosshair. And then we got that ship there, you know? And we can fly. Right now we're using our acceleration, our accelerator. And then if we click down on our accelerator, which is our left touchpad, look at that, the afterburner kicks on. You know, and if you use it too much, then it overloads, and then it has to cool down. Right touchpad is mouse. All right, now here's the cool thing. The way you accelerate is just by touching the left touchpad, anywhere on the touchpad. Because you're not controlling your movement with the left touchpad necessarily, you're controlling your movement with your aiming. Your touchpad is just controlling your acceleration. So I can let go of the touchpad and watch. I can turn. I can re-engage. Look at it. Oh, it's so fun. And then I can click it in to get that afterburner. So I can turn while, while I'm going in a certain direction. Almost like a decoupled mode. And then go the opposite direction with the afterburner. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so let's do what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go to the waypoint. We did it. Activate all targets. Space afterburner. It's actually touchpad click, left touchpad click. What is it? It wants us to afterburn through them, I guess? All right, we're gonna burn through these targets. Cool. Go to last waypoint. Space afterburner, yes. So we're shooting with our right trigger, and our left trigger is actually going to be E for our rocket. And if you hold it, it charges up. And then when you release, it fires them all. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. You have to be careful because you don't want to run into the guys. It will damage you. Victory. A S, super duper. S stands for space, as we all know. Space rank. Looks like the pirates really want you dead. They have brought out a heavily armed I was going to say spaceship. Ship. You have guided rockets for situations like this. Use them! Engage. Yes. Enemy fighter squadron incoming. You can charge up rocket swarm to avoid getting cornered. Oh, I just ran into his bullets. Look at those rockets, are really useful. Oh no. All right, so we can evade. If we're about to get hit by either a ship or gunfire. Oh, I just died by getting hit. Could have been a great opportunity to show you what I'm trying to describe. But what we can do is we can hit, it's a left mouse, but in our case, it's going to be either left grip or right grip. And when we do that, we get a little bit of a evasion maneuver. Man, it's super fun. The flying feels really good. It's definitely not like space flying, but that's all right. It's still very fun. If you're a Star Wars guy, then this will feel just like space flying. But to anyone who's ever flown in space, it's not going to feel anything like space flying. But that's all right. Get him. did it. Eavesdropping. Hack 2 radio towers. We're also hackers. Multifaceted. All right, Ash, nothing fancy. Just keep your jet near the tower until I finish making a connection. Then move on to the next one. I know how to hack a comms tower, Cap. I'm not an idiot. Jeez. A little sensitive, though. A little sensitive, Ash. And I'm not made out of money, so try not to cause any of your usual collateral damage, okay? Okay, Mom. Oh, interesting. It's his mom. Her mom. Wow. So many twists. So it's a little tricky because you don't exactly float, but you kind of can float. Just by, you know, kind of maneuvering your thrusters in the right direction. You can shoot down their missiles as well. It's very important. Oh, damn it. We did it. That was close. Reinforcements. Assist RAF Squadron. Yeah, Captain needs to hack faster. You're right. Miss Legwin. Gwyn? Is that right? Legwin? My name is Colonel Hardaway. I've been tasked with managing the cleanup of today's deorbit. Those scavengers buzzing around the satellite wreckage weren't the only pirates in the area. Another band of sky pirates have been spotted near Jeremon's Island. I could use another pilot to assist in keeping the area clear. Should be an easy paycheck for you, eh? All right. Ash, remember that performing a dodge roll will make you invulnerable to any damage for a short period of time. That's nice. Try to time your dodge rolls to evade the incoming rockets. All right, I can do it. Let's evade those rockets just like that. You got another one for me? All right, the guys in green are my allies. Oh, shoot, I ran into him. Oh. We did it. Victory. Birdwatcher. Destroy gun platform. Looks like the Sky Pirates got their hands on some old security drones. The money we could make from salvaging those can cover our costs for the next month. They're slow and easy to hit. You just have to make sure you stay on target. Bring them down and we'll scoop them up. Aye, aye, Captain Mom. Oh no! I think I probably take more damage from running into them than I do from anything else. Still ran into him. I swear, they're like flying right towards me. They want to hit me. Oh, don't run into him. I think I can run into him as long as I do a dodge. Oh no. I dodged, but there were too many of them. Came out of the dodge. Ate one right in the mouth. It was not tasty. Shoot it. Oh. Apparently some of them make very large explosions. And it's good to not forget about your rockets. It's more of a personal reminder. Wrong button. All right. C for cool. I'll take it. What's up, Cap? Got any more jobs for me? What does a kitten need rescuing from a tree or something? No new jobs just yet, but I thought you can find this interesting. I was able to decode some of the Sky Pirate messages before passing them on to the government. Oh, big mistake. Oh yeah? What do they say? Apparently, they've been in the area because a group of them recently discovered some kind of secret weapon buried in the seabed. No details on what exactly it is, but they found it a few weeks ago, and from what I understand, they've already gotten it out of the sheltered sea somehow. Well, if it's out of the sheltered sea, we can't get to it. Yet another reason this hunk of junk needs a hover drive. Sure, but listen to this. It turns out not all the Sky Pirates are happy with this new acquisition. In fact, someone on the network is urging the people who took it to put it back before something terrible happens. But they don't seem to be listening. And things do seem to be happening. I've just picked up another distress signal, and this one seems kind of weird. I'll let you look at the map for yourself. Warning. Anti-aircraft unit detected. Crash landing. Defeat boss. We just got an... Oh, there's a lot of talking in this for a shooty bang bang game. Go fight them. Okay. Oh, you just destroyed all these guys. I'm not going to allow that to happen. What? Cap, why is my jet talking to me? Don't ask me. The guy who sold it to me said it was haunted. Handshake unsuccessful. Asset compromised. Combat maybe required.
Well, I strongly disagree.
Oh, it's just part of the game, Ray. Don't take it too seriously.
Well, that does not make sense, Ryker.
It does. Just go with it. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, here we go. Oh! Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to do a little better on our evasion. Oh no, don't run into the aircraft carrier. It's flying now. Oh, that's bad. We have to be careful when it does that. The roll. All right, so when he does that, we have to roll before everything goes white. But only if we're in the in that telegraph zone. Oh, we're so close to dead because I keep running into him. What in the world did we do? We won! D-. I don't care. I didn't die. Well, that was bizarre. What even was that thing? Do I look like a mechanic? It was a job. That's all that matters. That and the goodwill we got for rescuing the crew of that ship. They owe us big time. Sure, but how are they gonna pay us if their ship is at the bottom of the ocean? Meow. What the heck? Plus, they totally left their cat behind when we dropped them off. Oh. What? The cat. The poor thing's got some hardware around its neck. Let me try to cut that out. It's a talking cat. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Classic. Huh? Fine, I'll let it go. What? Ow! Why are you talking smack and grabbing you by the tongue? Because it's rude to touch a gentleman's vocoder, young lady. You should know that. Name's Lem. I'm the finest engineer on these islands. Or at least the finest engineer who's also a cat. Okay. Why were you on that ship? Engineering reasons. Classic. I found that strange robot on a scuba diving expedition and decided to do a little research. While I was rooting around in its guts, the damn thing came to life. It probably wasn't even because of anything I did. A likely story. Careful, bud. You piss me off, I piss in your bed. That's the rule. You'll never get the chance. You don't live with us. Au contraire, mon furry. I'm a cat. I've decided I live with you. Once a cat has decided something, it's bad form to disagree. Don't you agree, miss? Well, we were just talking about how we needed an engineer. Great, it's settled. No need to provide a bed. I'll just use whatever soft objects I take fancy to. What did I do to deserve this? New contract available. New module unlocked. Arrowheads, clear area. Let's go see what this is. Through knives, clear area. Loadout. Ow, wow. You people need me more than I thought. You've got a whole engineering bay on this carrier, and you're hardly even using it. Yeah, tell me about it. And this jet. You've got a gem like this all cooped up in here? You haven't even given her any upgrades. It's okay, little jet plane. Uncle Lem will have you better than new in no time. All you humans have to do is bring back whatever parts you pick up while you're out on missions. I'll slot them into this beauty for you. Oh, and I noticed your carrier's a little lacking in the mobility department. I can fix that too. Your boat's already got most of the components for a hover drive. Nice. I just need 1 or 2 hyper turbines to get it working. Once those are installed, you'll be able to take this baby on land. Oh, and you want to know where to find a hyper turbine? Well, any machine that moves quickly underwater will have at least one. Bring me one of those and you're all set. All right, Lem, you got it. Special weapon upgrades. All right, so that's my rocket swarm, and this is a new one, the Mega Beam. It's Ultra Beam, because Mega Beam didn't do it justice. Fires everything in a straight line ahead of you. All right, let's do it. These are my installed modules. There's a report of a bunch of sky pirates. Go shoot them all. Yes, Captain. Where's the rest of them? Whoa, that ship is trippy. The way it does the things it do. Oh, look at that. That's my new Ultra Beam. Oh, shoot. I tried to use it, but it was still charging. All right, let's do it again. Oh, damn. Sneaky, sneaky guy. You see how that one ship moves around that way? It's sort of like, almost like he teleports. Oh no! I don't even know what got me. He has snap on his Steam controller. That's how he's doing it, huh? Oh, he smashed into the other one. No! I tried to boost away in time. All right, come on, we got it. Remember that your ship can do stuff. Do all the things. Yes, sir. That was close. Oh, shit. No! Why does he do that? That guy is such a jerk every time. Like, it's at the very end. He runs right into me. All right. I'm ready for him this time. Aha! Ha, ha, ha. You missed me. First try. B for bitchin'. Call that an invasion? I've done training exercises more challenging than that. I love your clearly ridiculous sense of confidence, Ash. Training exercises are supposed to be more challenging in order to... You know what? Never mind. If you want more of a challenge, I've got readings on where the retreating survivors were headed. It looks like they just zoomed out of the middle of the ocean and vanished. Well, let's go to where they vanished and unvanish them then. One tiny problem. The place where they vanished is on the other side of Isthmus. Isthmus? What a ridiculous name. We can't cross it. We can hardly even say it. Without a hover drive, of course. Lem, you're supposed to be the best engineer in the sheltered sea. Why don't we have a hover drive yet? Easy, Miss Shouty. Even the best engineer in the world can't work without tools. Give me a hyper turbine, and I'll make it happen. Until then, I'm taking a nap. That's a classic cat. Ugh, cats. Right? All right. This is gonna, oh, hey, look at this. Dang, I can't wait to see what the levels are like when we get onto land, you know? Huh. All right, this is gonna be the last one before we go to space. We've got a request for blah to go to help them go. Yes, sir. Whoa, look at this place. This is cool. Haha, you guys can't get me. You gotta watch out for those ones, because when they explode, they, you know, they shoot stuff out. That could be dangerous. All right. Ha! Did you see that? Barely even needed those RAV ships. You did good, Ash. I'm sure this will net us more contracts in the future. fact, I just got something from the sailors we rescued. You mean that basket of fish? I'll pass. Your loss, classic Lem. Not the fish. They sent us a job offer. They want our help. Though, you might not want the gig. What are they looking for? An escort? Snore. Sort of. They claim a sea serpent has been preying on their ship routes for the past few days. After your display of aerobatics, they think you're the one to slay it. Why on earth would I want a job like that? Wouldn't I want a job like that? Killing sea serpents is kind of my thing. People write songs about that. They write songs about it because sea serpents aren't real. It's probably just some sky pirates and a dinky submarine causing trouble. He's got a point. Probably is. Hey, you said that the aircraft carrier thing was probably exaggerated. And look how that turned out. Plus, if it is some kind of submarine, it might have some kind of hyper turbine I can use to fix your carrier's hovercraft. See, it's a win-win. Look, I'm not going to tell you not to take a paying job. Just don't come crying to me. This one isn't as interesting as you hoped. Oh no, I'm too late. I'm too late for the cheersing. We have to do it again. Sorry, everyone. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Space cheers! Oh boy. It tastes like Friday. Someone should write a song about Friday. You know? About all the cool stuff you do on Friday. About all the fun things and the possibilities and going places and doing stuff. Because it's Friday. All right. We're gonna go to space. Oh man, I want to play Everspace in VR so bad. I've played it before in VR, but it didn't run very well. And that was a long time ago. I'm sure it would probably run much better now. I don't have any reason to... Well, I mean, I have upgraded components and things since then, so yeah, it would probably run better. Oh man. Here we are. if anyone is interested, this game is currently on sale. I believe I dropped a link in the recommendations channel. Uh-oh. All right. Yes, I did. There's a link, and it's $4.50. Holy smokes. It's so worth it. It's got some negative reviews, and they're almost all either they fall into one of two camps. Either people don't understand what kind of game it is, or because that's, I mean, I kind of fell victim to both of these problems. I didn't understand what kind of game it was when it first came out, and also I didn't. Oh, whoops. Bad guys. And the controls. I was not happy with the controls when I first started playing this game. Of course, after tweaking them, it's much, much better. It's perfect. I love the controls in this game. Let's see. Hold on. Cool. I just dropped a link for the game into the Discord for the game because I feel like the best thing that the developer for this game could do, if they want to increase interest in sales for this game, Everspace 1, is highlight people playing it and having fun. Because if people just buy the game and they jump into it and they don't realize that they need to do quite a bit of tweaking to their controls to, you know, improve them, or they don't understand the gameplay loop, which, I mean, still, I'm hardly an expert on this game, then it could be handy to see someone actually playing it. And had I watched people play this, I think it would have made all the difference in the world for me. When it first came out, of course. But honestly, like, my favorite thing to do here is to really just fly around and just see what happens. I don't have an agenda. I'm not trying to reach an end game. I don't even know what this is.
What do we have here?
Just passing through. I mean no harm.
A clone? Interesting. Do you know that you are a clone?
Yes, I know. But how do you know? Who are you?
I am Master Throng, and I know what you are because I am a scientist from Kodo 5. I am on an important research expedition in this sector to record anomalies and rarities.
I'm not so rare, that I can say for sure. And no anomaly either, as far as I know. Please, call me Adam Roslin.
Welcome, Mr. Roslin. It gives comfort to have a name, does it not? This is fascinating. I would like to observe you over a longer period of time, if I may. You don't have to come on board. I could just ask some simple questions.
Okay, what's in it for me?
Ah, yes. You humans always want something in return, even when replicated. Why don't we do it this way? I could put you in my employ at a favorable rate. If you help me locate and scan some rare species, I will reward you, and in the meantime, I can conduct my studies and save time.
Seems easy enough. Doesn't sound like it involves much shooting. What are you looking for exactly?
Samples, my new friend. I need scanning data of organisms you may encounter regularly, but have failed to notice up till now. For a first assignment, I will give you a common example. On many larger asteroids, there is a greenish slime attached to the sides. This is, to use an approximate naming construction for your species, the Veroveridica australia, better known to you perhaps as green goo.
Such primitive organisms are usually beneath my notice, but I can place a marker on them when we encounter them.
All right, so if I come across any, I'll simply scan them.
That is the idea, Mr. Roslin. The data is quite valuable to me. Here is my signature. Find me again after you've completed your first task. Also, anytime you happen to have any Viridian energy in your possession, I will gladly take it off your hands.
For some kind of payment, I guess?
Better than that. I can modify your weapons, or provide you with access to some special equipment that you won't find anywhere else in the demilitarized zone.
Sounds promising.
I'm opening my workshop for you right now.
All right. What a cool ship, too. Look at this thing. Blueprints, modifications, let's see. Available services, enhance. The selected primary weapon will get enhanced and receive random stat bonuses. Cost 3 times Viridian energy. Remove mods. All mods will be removed from the selected piece of equipment. Cost 1 Viridian energy. Re-engineer. All currently installed mods will be removed from the selected piece of equipment, and 3 random ones will be installed. Cost 2 Viridian energy. All right. Yeah, I like this guy too, Dr. Ravenel. I think this relationship is off to a pretty good start. Boy, I don't even know what to start with. Maybe, I mean, the shield's always good. Could we, Oh, we need more Viridian energy. What is the Viridian energy look like? Okay. Well, I don't know what the Viridian energy icon looks like, so I don't know how much I have. What we can enhance? No. Okay, we can't really do anything yet. We need to go find more Viridian energy. Dang, I want his ship though. That's cool. Cooldown mod blueprint. I don't. The game doesn't do a great job of telling you what the things are that you pick up. You just kind of gotta figure it out. All right, we don't have any resources or anything yet, so there's not much we can do. We can get some of this plasma. Grab this fuel first. I know some of you are going to pick this game up. I know Menon mentioned that he was going to grab it. So it might be a good idea for me to just jump quickly into some of my settings. I don't remember what the defaults were like. But let's see. Keyboard and mouse. Mouse sensitivity all the way down, 0.1. And that's pretty much a standard thing. You pretty much always want to lower the in-game sensitivity as low as you can. I mean, well, let me show you. In this case, we're not using a mouse on our touchpad, so this is a unique circumstance. We're using mouse-like joystick. We wouldn't normally do this, but the reason we're doing it, and we're not doing it in place of mouse, we're also using mouse. Because look, with 6 degrees of freedom, think about the amount of axes that you have to move on. You have forward and back, so that's 1. You have side to side, right? That's 2. You have your vertical, that's 3. You have your rolling, that's 4. You have your pitch, that's 5. And then you have your yaw, that's 6. If you have 2 joysticks, you have 4. So then what? That's where you have to get creative, right? You have to use shoulder buttons and weird things to do rolling. And if you're just using 2 joysticks, you're gonna be suffering. You may not know that you're suffering because you've never known any different, perhaps. Maybe you've never flown a spaceship, so you don't realize that you really kind of want analog control over all these axes. And you can achieve that. And there's no reason in this day and age why you should not be able to achieve that, especially when a gyro has been built in to mainstream controllers as far back as the Wii, including the Switch, including the PS4 controller, including the new PS5 controller. I know that's new, so that kind of doesn't count in terms of historical relevance. But the point is, gyro is a thing. And in a game like this, gyro proves itself very useful because we're able to use the gyro for our mouse. And our mouse, it's not a mouse, but we're using the mouse input as, you know, your yaw and your pitch, which is essentially what you're normally doing with a mouse. But what's interesting is using mouse-like joystick on the right touchpad gives us, and I'll show you in the game, it gives us those additional controls. If you go to Customize Controls, hover axis, right stick Y. So up and down on the right touchpad is going to be Y. And because I'm using mouse-like joystick on that right touchpad, and I'm using edge spin, it will act like a joystick in the sense that if you push it up, it's going to keep going up. And if you push it down, it's going to keep going down, but only at the edge. And it increases speed the further you get from the center. But you can also use it like a mouse touchpad and slide your thumb up or down or left and right to control those with analog precision. And it's really, really nice. You see that? Like my thumb is on it right now and I'm moving it up, moving it down, moving it up, moving it down. I'm holding it up and I'm just going to keep going up, down, same thing. And then the same thing with left and right. And now this is kind of where personal preference comes in. Most, if not all, of my real flight experience is with a control system similar to this. So I like rolling on that right touchpad. Here, let's get out of here before we get destroyed while we're trying to explain things. So I like having roll on my x-axis on the right stick, which is what my right touchpad is emulating. It's emulating that right stick. So I've lowered the minimum joystick X output value, and I've left the minimum joystick Y output value at default. I've brought up enhanced small movement precision a lot, as you can see. And then I've done customizations here to edge spin radius and edge spin speed. This double tap binding helps me center the cursor. When I'm continuously rotating, I can double tap that and then it puts me right back in center. That's really important too, or else you can kind of it can kind of get away from you and it can get a little frustrating. So you want to be able to reset that really easily. And sometimes I will put that sort of reset function on multiple places. I might put it on a targeting thing, or a double quick tap of the left trigger to recenter. Again, that's preference, but this is the important part. Also, sensitivity vertical scale, I put that all the way up. In rotation, I put that all the way up too. I always turn the rotation up on the touchpad because just the angle that my thumb moves is kind of always up and to the right. So using that rotation helps compensate for that. So then in the game, right stick Y, so up and down on the right touchpad, is going to be hover, which is our vertical strafing. Right stick X is roll axis. So you get it, rolling. And then left stick X is strafe, you know, left and right. Left stick Y, they call it thrust. It's essentially straight forward and back, but it's your thrusters, right? So it's almost like a first-person shooter where you're moving, where you can think like WASD on your left touchpad, and your gyro is controlling pitch, pitch and yaw, because that's what you're doing. It may not make sense in the context of like a FPS, pitch and yaw, but that's essentially what it is. So, and what else? What I should probably do is like take screenshots of these settings, and I'll post them in the Discord, probably in the Steam controller channel. And anybody who wants to use my config, once you pick up the game, be sure to jump in here first and set these up in-game. I really like to maintain the defaults in-game so that people don't have to do that when they use my config, but sometimes you just have to make it a compatible, a good experience. So that's what's going on here. And now, then the most important part is you got to go into controller, and you got to click this setting here. It says use touchpad to move crosshair. By enabling this, this is what makes it possible to use simultaneous X input and mouse. This is what makes the whole thing. Or else you would be stuck to X input or mouse and keyboard, in which case you don't have enough analog access to control. So you're kind of boned. This you have to turn on. I made a suggestion that I would like to see Everspace 2 have this same function so that Everspace 2 can fly in a logical manner as well. Unfortunately, someone from the dev team said that it's not possible to do this in Everspace 1. So we've passed through the Twilight Zone. We're living in some sort of anomaly here where it actually is possible. And in fact, it's the most ideal way to fly a spacecraft, period. And you need to turn this on. If you don't, things won't work. So turn this on and set up the controls like I will post those screenshots. Use the config, and it will be very likely the most satisfying flight control system you've used in a space arcadey kind of game. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculously fun. I mean, this is a game that I kind of wrote off years ago, and it's become one of my most anticipated games throughout the week. I look forward to playing this game almost every day, not even for the gameplay as much as it is for the flight. The flight is so much fun. And it's these impossible controls that make it possible. Because you have full analog control over everything. I can go forward a little bit. I can go forward a lot. I can go back a little bit. Left and right, slowly, a little, a lot. And then I have analog control over hovering, analog control over rolling, analog control over pitch and yaw. And it is so satisfying. It's hard to see when you're watching the gameplay because you don't notice, unless you're like very close to something, certain things like hovering and rolling. But when you're in the game and you're doing it, it feels so good. And the game runs so well that it makes the whole experience just ridiculously fun and satisfying. And also, for the gyro, right touchpad click, like always, is, stop your gyro. Kill the gyro so that you could reorient your hands, so that you can reset. Very important, and a mainstay in all of my configs. Hey, Raid.
Yes.
Are you excited for Saturday?
No.
This is bad.
Oh. Oh no, this is bad. And it's these controls that are the reason that I'm still playing this game while I have Everspace 2, the beta, which I love. The Everspace 2 is gorgeous. And it improves on basically everything from Everspace 1, except for the most important thing. Current. I'm sure they're going to get around to it. Fingers crossed, I hope. And that is the controls. And it would be such a shame if Everspace 2 ended up not having as good at controls as Everspace 1, especially when many of the negative reviews for Everspace 1 have to do with controls. When the fact is, the controls are not bad. It's just the defaults are not good.
As we advance, we grow and learn.
shooting at me. Oh, what'd I do to you, guy? Oh, that can't be good. Can I is it even realistic to try and take that thing out? Can I take his guns out? I don't even know. I don't think I can. No. This is bad. This is very bad.
Life support system facing imminent failure. Take immediate measures to prolong survival.
We're not going to make it. Man, I wish I had one of those consumables where it calls like for help. But unfortunately, I don't. I don't got nothing. Nothing. I can hardly even repair anything. Nanobots. I need nanobots. We're in trouble. And he's just like repairing his shields because he's got those dudes doing it for him. Damn. Shit. Go for it. right, everybody. You know what time it is? It's time for everyone to just go have a great night. Because it's Friday. And tomorrow's Saturday. And for some of you, you're already there. And I hope it's a good one. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for hanging out during the week. I really appreciate it. I've had a good time. It was a good week, while also being a challenging and at times chaotic week. But the end of the day has been the best part of every day. And not just because the day's over, but because you guys come over and we play some games, we jam some synths, and we have a good time. And I really appreciate it. Spending time with you guys is certainly the highlight of my day. So thank you. I hope you all have a really great night and a really great weekend. And I can't wait to see you all back here on Monday as we induct our new members. And if you're watching this now and you would like to join the TRICOM, well, there's a link in the description to this video. If you get in now, you'll be inducted Monday. That's perfect. Membership is open until the end of the year. So if it's something you're interested in, now's the time. And if not, well, that's fine too. I appreciate you watching nonetheless. So have a good night, everybody. And enjoy your space fluids. And be sure you, evacuate the fluids before you go to bed. Because there's nothing worse than pee in the bed in 0G. It's a big mess. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday.